Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome to Soulmate Society's Intuity, where we are going to be going over the wonderful space weather that we have for this week. It is March 17th, so we're going to be reading through March 17th through March 23rd and just giving you some good grounding practices to really help you throughout the week and what's going on astrologically for yourself and for the collective. And I want to say thank you so very much for joining myself and Bonnie Sunshine. I am Io Ash Masako. I am your architect. I am your void. I am your moon goddess of, I don't know, some sort of lumpy space princess stuff going on here. And I'm so grateful to be here with my dear sister, Bonnie Sunshine. And yeah, welcome.
Welcome, welcome. So great to have you all live. And for those watching the recording, Io Ashwasako and I have been doing this since the early days of November. And the fairies want to be named. And I can feel like everywhere I'm looking lately, I'm hearing somebody say fairy or fae. And the sparkly magic is definitely here today. So if you're noticing any trickster energy around you or things being hidden or moving, the fairies probably want some acknowledgement. And I'm also hearing winged creatures. So welcome, winged creatures.
It's funny you're mentioning that because I've been building a bird garden. When I got back from Tulum last year, I brought back some Aleutius with me, which is very Fey energy as well. And I didn't necessarily mean to bring them back. They just kind of snuck on. Customs didn't catch them in my suitcase, I guess. And what Aleutius are is they are a sprite-like spirit that lives and originate from the Yucatan Peninsula. And they protect farms and they protect children and crops and land and homes. So if you go to any of the temples or the cenotes around the Yucatan, you'll see these tiny little houses. And those are the houses for Lucius. And yeah, I brought two of them back with me. And so I have been told by them that I need to build them a house. So I have been creating a bird garden and a little bird bath. And then next will be, I've got all the stone to somehow build them a little stone house to live in.
I love that. I'm seeing like miniature rocks and pieces of glass for like the windows.
Oh gosh, don't offer them windows. Don't say windows because then they're going to want them, dude. I'm like, I'm already trying to figure out the construction of this thing. I'm like, am I using a backer board? What am I doing? Right. So, oh, yeah, they're going to be out there with the blueprint designs. Exactly.
Don't approve. This needs adjusting. Yeah. Thank you all for dropping into the chat, and I feel all the excitement from you by your messages to us and each other. You're getting called out.
I'm getting called out and said I am the architect. So this is very, very true, and this it's true in my life. But my architect has been on vacation. My builder has been on vacation. My visionaries, everybody's been on vacation. It's been like there was I I had a whole massive internal strike happening. Like it wasn't just vacation, it was a full on strike because they were like, we're not working like this anymore. So, yeah, we're going to start building slowly. We're going to talk about that in space weather this week because this is when the fog starts to lift. This is like the soup is draining and the fire is going to start igniting, right? This is the overall theme for this week. This is Happy New Year's, you guys. On the 20th, we are going to be starting in the astrological new year, which is when the sun goes in 0 degrees to Aries, which is the first point in the first sign. So, with that energy, we've also got this new moon that's coming in, which is crazy. The eclipse is closing out, sun is moving into Aries. The Piscean fog is going to start to clear. I want to be really clear on this, though. The Piscean fog is going to clear for most of you. Most of you. Some of you, if you're like me, might have a ton of Capricorn in your chart, like a ton. And because of this, it may take a little bit longer for some of the confusion and fog to clear. And that can start happening in April. May I've seen as late out as June. So just be prepared for that. You may want to check your chart a little bit deeper, but the mass majority of people that don't have a ridiculous amount of Capricorn in their charts will start seeing it clear up. This whole time this week is about rebirth through trust. I'm going to say that again, rebirth through trust. We're going to have this beautiful rebirth window through about a 48-hour period, 48 to 72 hours max, that this is going to be happening. We're going to go over that this week, and I'm really excited about that for you. So it's going to be a time of like planting your final seeds, setting your final intentions, and then completely just falling back into trust. Bonnie, what you got coming in, baby?
I pulled this card, so I'm pulling, this is from the Yantra Oracle deck. And I pulled Saturn, and I'm laughing at the blue because I'm wearing blue today. The sound is sham or sham. And this feels like it's for people who are also coming into their Chiron return. And yeah, I'm getting full calf tingles. Take some time alone today, be silent, clear the clutter, clear your mind. This is to help the fog clear. This is to help you move through this time, the starting of that new year fire. Yeah, something to do with blue and water is coming. Water isn't necessarily to put out the fire, but it is helping to control it.
Mm. It's, right now we're still in the Piscean air, right? We're still in that Piscean fog. And when we talk about Pisces and we talk about the Piscean fog, we're talking about intuition and creativity and flow. So what I hear Bonnie saying is just focusing on that sham. What I'm getting is what it does is it doesn't necessarily compete with the fire. It allows you to go into the unknown. And this is a really important aspect before we get into the next like 2 3 days where it's going to be a lot of fire energy. This little window of time is really ideal for you, really, really ideal, which would look like you using that card, that noise. And if you want to see the card, if you want to be able to meditate on the card, go join the school community. Bonnie posts up pictures of all of this as well. So you can actually look at the card and do the exercise and the meditation if you would like to. But what it's going to do is it's going to help you with the unknown. It's going to help you with the period that you need for the further release. There is this last little section of surrender that's happening right now. And it's all about surrender. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And we have that for the next, today's the 17th, 18th, 19th. Yeah. And 20th, pretty much right up until the 20th. So for the next 3 days, surrender. And I'm not talking about like pulling up a white flag and being like, I surrender. I'm talking about the gift of surrender, of when is it available to just rest and relax and to trust and be held. Trust and be held in the universe. I was talking with a client about this, I believe it was yesterday, and I'm taking them through some really advanced practices. But I'll give you a little insight on this advanced practice. Is if you just lay in your bed and fully let your bed or your couch or wherever you're sleeping or the floor just hold you, and you just say, "I surrender. I surrender. I don't know, and I surrender. This is an optimal time for this." Yeah. Bonnie, you got anything?
Yeah, if you're feeling constriction, contraction, tightness, or tension, at you mentioning the surrender, that maybe it's a signal or a sign that it needs to be acknowledged, and you might want to have a conversation with that body part or that sense that's coming through. Um, when we get those signals of tension and contraction, if we do ignore them, they can just build and get stuffed or congested. Yeah. And Willow is here to help us with that.
I love that so much. And one of the things that's coming through is if you're angry, if you're pissed off, it's okay to surrender into that too and be like, it's okay for me to be angry. Oh, my foot really hurts. It's okay for my foot to hurt, right? Just continuously surrender into it as you can. So the next portion, the practice for this week. This is a really great practice. I love this practice so much. Maybe I'll choose to actually embody this one. It would be great for me to do, which is to plant a clear intention. And if it's possible for you to plant this on the 18th, that's when the new moon is at its height. It's going to be on the 18th in the evening time for those of us in the US. For those of you elsewhere in the world, maybe check your time. But to plant a clear intention, this can look like taking a piece of paper and writing your intention down and literally planting it in the ground. It could look like burning it on fire. The thing is you're going to want this to be surrounding intuition. You're going to want this to be surrounding creativity. You're going to want this to be surrounding like the flow of life, right? Because this is we're working in really Piscean energy. So what intention do you want to start learning magical a magical instrument, which works on both, right? Do you want to connect deeper with your psychic or intuitive abilities? Do you want to start being able to sing? So these are things that I would write down, and either plant in the ground. Yeah, it feels right to plant it in the ground is what I'm getting. And then on March 20th, and I'm going to say these again a little bit later on so you don't miss them. But on March 20th, what you're going to do is you're going to take an action towards it, one small step, because that is the spring equinox energy. That is the Aries energy coming in. We've got so much availability towards action. And this is the 72 hours that I was talking about. So 18th, plant your intention. On the 20th, make some sort of small action towards that. So for me, one thing that I've really wanted to be bringing into my life is bringing back like my hobbies and creative pursuits because they really help me. So I'm going to plant that intention. And then on the 20th, I'm going to do like a little craft project. Maybe I'm going to start painting again, or maybe I'm going to sing a little bit, but it doesn't have to be crazy big. It's just that small one. And then you just trust, let it go, and trust that the universe will create those situations for you.
I love that. I was getting the practice of actually planting a seed, like taking the seed from a sprout perspective, because often the way that we do one thing is the way that we do everything. And if we're caring for this tiny thing, both physically and energetically, it gives us the opportunity to pour even more intention into it as we're caring for it. Mm. We had someone in the chats. I put in the chat to take a deep breath. So if you are feeling that tension or contraction, that's a good chance, reminder to have that deep breath come in. And they said it's such a release, and that out breath to surrender. Fuck it all. That's right. Fuck it all. If it's all working out. And sometimes we don't get to see the destination, just the next step.
So this is the attunement of this container. Guess what's coming up next? We've got gate 25, spirit and innocence. And I'm just going to put in like the little part after it's unfolding perfectly, even if I don't see. Like, this is so let me go into this gate 25 and let you know what's going up with that. So gate 25 is all about spirit. It's all about innocence. And this gate 25 is getting activated on the 19th and it's going to be running till the 24th. So this is also going to be the gate during the new moon as well. So kind of keep that innocence in mind as you're writing that those intentions, right? What did you love to do as a child? What were things that really lit you the heck up when you were a kid? The light side of this is unconditional love, allowing life to unfold. Like they kept showing me like a flower, just like petals slowly, slowly, slowly opening. And we were talking about blooming and last week and the week before that there's this slow bloom that's happening. I've been watching my Christmas cactus bloom this week. It's been so, so wonderful. The shadow of this gate is controlling outcomes, losing faith, or your ego going into override. So when we look at human design, most of the gates will have like more of like a light side and then a shadow side. And we're here, we don't judge, we don't talk smack on the shadow. The shadow is just as important as the light in this. So be aware of this week if you're starting to control outcomes, if you maybe start losing faith, that's okay. Let yourself surrender into it because surrendering into it allows you to move through it and move into the light, which is unconditional love and allowing life to just life. Like we don't need to control life. Life will just life with or without us. Um, so yeah, that's a really big part that's coming in. What we did last week is we went into a deep space of I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And I would love for you to potentially stay in that space until the 19th, 20th. And then you're going to move into what does my body know? We're going to go from I don't know to what does my body know? What do I know at my truest core? What do I know at my truest core to be true? Not your head, but your body. Bonnie, what do you got coming in?
It's so interesting. So I've been hearing, you might have heard me say it earlier, it's use the word signals. I've been hearing to teach something on the inner signals for a while, but I've been seeing a lot of people post about it. And I'm actually teaching something on that on Sunday, doing a workshop. And it's all about listening to the body. And when we block momentum or movement, not in the rest, but in receiving the signals, if we're not working with them, we can clog them and turn them off, and it blocks our intuition. It blocks our momentum and movement. So the body has so much wisdom for us.
I agree. It's huge. It's huge. And I do want to bring in because this was a really good point. So I'm going to circle back around just really lightly here. Is you can buy seed paper, those little sheets of paper. And one of the commenters brought this up. So you can plant wildflowers and your intentions at the same time, which I think is super fucking cute. You can also make your own seed paper if you're a crafty weirdo like me. It's actually really, really, really easy to do. I'm not going to teach you how to do that here and now because there's probably about 3,000 YouTubes that you can watch on that. Yeah, getting into this body, right? Especially when we're in this very floaty Piscean energy and we're like, right? It's like, okay, yes, I like it. It's fun up there. Some of us may love it, some of us may hate it, right? It took me years to get used to that flowy kind of energy. And it's like, okay, and in my body, and in my body. So I'm going to go start plugging in to the new moon in Pisces. This is happening on March 18th, and this is happening at the 28th degree. This is going to be the closing of the eclipse portal, right? We've had this crazy, insane eclipse portal for I don't know. It's felt like years for me. It's not been years, but it feels like it's actually kind of been years for me. Anyways, there's going to be a closing of this eclipse portal that is happening. And this is the final seed before the restart. This is kind of what we were talking about in the overall theme. This is the one last thing. What is the one last thing that you want to get out of this Piscean energy? This is the cherry on top of the sundae. This is the sprinkles that you put on the cake. If you were like, there's one last thing that I want to do before I die, what would be that thing? What would that thing be? And that's the thing that I would like you to put on your intention paper. This is great for setting intuitive intentions as well. If you were like, man, I really want to talk to my dead grandma, right? This is the time to plant that intention. Oh, I really want to be able to speak to animals, intuitively speak to animals. How do I do that? Great time to set that intention. So, practice is to set intentions around compassion, creativity, also surrender. It's a really good time. So, if you're still like grasping on at life and you're like biting the stick, so to speak, this is a great time to be like, I set the intention to learn how to surrender with grace and ease. I would definitely put the grace and ease part in there because I've done it without the grace and ease part. Not fun, guys. So I highly recommend for my highest good with grace and ease, for my highest good with grace and ease, for my highest good with grace and ease. I would love to learn how to surrender. Mm.
Da,
And
da, da,
I have
da.
Mercury retrograde's getting me right now, Bonnie. I don't have a screen on my computer. It's all black. I can just see video. So I can't do any of the controls right now.
Oh my gosh.
So you're gonna have to do controls. I'm
I
yeah.
gotcha.
Oh, the moment you clicked whatever you clicked just brought my screen back. Mercury
It's
Gatorade.
magic.
Mercury
Yes.
Gatorade at it still.
Oh, wrong one. So I was getting that with these practices that EO is providing to us, that this is a triumphant success. You will be successful when you're doing these practices, putting it in writing, going back to your curiosity and wonder of your childhood. This is what I love to do. I was just talking about this when I'm in my play and my fun like that. I just sing everywhere I go. I sing what I'm doing, and that makes me feel like I'm in flow. And then the other card that came up was spiritual strength in reverse. And what I was getting from this is really your opportunity in that rest and moving into this new space weather time to connect to your inner guidance relating to your guides and your intuition, your clairs. It's not that it's being tested, it's that without reconnecting to it, you will feel tested. So together, these are, what is this? Six, a
Can you
six bulk.
can you I'm cracking up because again, I'm absolutely convinced, Bonnie, that this deck literally only has like 5 cards in it. Like I'm still convinced. Like one of these days I'm gonna have to come to San Diego and take a look at that deck because it only has 5 cards in it. So what's funny is as it's reversed, right? We've got the 6 and the 6.
It's a 9.
I know it's a
Yeah.
9, and then we've got 69.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just let that joke sit. I don't need to say it out loud. Um, and also what's coming in is that 6 and 9. It's the yin and the yang, right? It's the release to have something, right? To give up something to get something, right? That's what's coming in is the very spiral effect of the 6 and the 9 together. You know, you're this is so weird. I've never like put it like this before. And it is like the sexual connotation is actually true, right? You're giving and receiving at the same time. And you don't know exactly how that's happening. But you just know, and it's one person gives, the other one receives, the other person gives, the other person receives, and it's just this, yeah, this beautiful spiral that's happening within this. And when we look at the six and the nine in numerology, we're going to have the six, which is very much comfort and care, the nine, which is very much humanity driven. So, again, a big theme that's been showing up for me this past week is how do I give back to humanity, right? How do I give back? It's a really big thing right now. What do you got coming in with that too?
I'm just seeing, like, if you put these cards on top of each other, look at this light coming all the way through.
Oh, that's wild.
Isn't that?
That's bizarrely wild.
I
Yeah,
love it.
that's yeah, I'm getting like the eye of the needle. That's the eye of the needle,
Mm,
right?
wow.
Ugh. 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 All right. Where are we at now? Oh, sun moving into Aries. You want to talk about sun moving into Aries?
Yes.
Ah. So we've got sun moving into Aries. This is going to be happening again March 20th. Everything's happening on the 20th. Yay, the 20th. So, Sun is moving into Aries. This is the first degree of the first sign. So, welcome. Happy New Year again. We've gone through 3 New Years, and I keep joking that the universe keeps giving us these New Years because it gives us a chance to continue to like really solidify our intentions, right? We had the Gregorian calendar's New Year, which is January 1st. Then we had the Chinese Lunar New Year, which was happening, what was that, the 17th of February. Then we're having another New Year, which is March 20th, which is the Astrological New Year. Also, next week is the Persian New Year as well. So I want to call that in because I've got a friend of mine that's Persian Iranian, and they were telling me they're about to go celebrate the Persian New Year. So we have all of these different New Years. Pick one, just pick one and celebrate it, enjoy it. But it's been like a nice slow crawl of New Year's to really get, again, we've talked about the fire horse and the lunar. It's like we're going from the walk to the trot to the gallop to, wait, to the canter to the gallop. I don't know. Where was my horse lady? Yeah, it is a big, sunny, bright week for us. And that was just brought in the comments as well. So this new year, right, is all about taking action towards your intention that you set on the 18th. Fire is returning. And again, I'm going to say again, fire is returning to most of the collective. It's not all of the collective. There is a pretty significant swath. I'm getting 20 to 30% that is not. So it's a pretty, like, if we look at 100% of all the people that pay attention to astrology, about 20 to 30% is still going to have a little bit of a slow roll through um April, May, and some of them even into June. So just kind of know that. So if you're still feeling a little sluggish, if you're still feeling a little tired, you could be like me, and Saturn could literally be sitting on top of you physically. Like Saturn's physically sitting on top of me right now. So it's okay. It's totally okay. You don't have to look like others. Watch comparison with that. So, do you got anything coming in about like this bold and courageous world that we're going to be moving into, Bonnie?
Yeah, the first thing that was coming in was to remember to connect to your body through breath and hydration. Um, by listening to these messages, we're transmitting frequencies that some of you feel much earlier than others because we both do. And sometimes that means they also last longer. So, connecting to your breath, hydrating, taking care of those basic needs will help you receive the messages and move through this time in the way that you are meant to. Um, we don't know all the answers. You know your body best. And this is all an invitation of allowing you to receive additional messages from your guides, your inner signals, your messages. I was feeling the sun coming through before we started today, and I'm wearing my sun shirt, which to me is all about being in connection to our inner power, our inner worth, our passions, our frequency. And it's showing me the sun being where the ego center is, just below your diaphragms. Everybody take a breath with that. Make sure you're connecting to your feet. Yeah, I was getting that the sludge seems to be collecting around the feet. And when we're connecting to our breath, it's allowing the waters within our bodies to move even more. So breathing into the feet will help the stagnation related to your momentum.
It's funny because I've been doing inversions on my yoga swing. So also, if you can get yourself upside down, even if you just lay on your bed and put your feet up your wall, this can help change the polarity or the flow of energy just for a little while. It doesn't have to be long. But I remember when I was a kid, it was one of my favorite things to do was to like scoop myself as far up the wall as I possibly could, right? So if just putting your feet up, right? Like even if it's just, you know, that's my foot. Even if it's just like that for a little while. Bonnie wanted me to do some physical takes earlier, some like gaff physical takes. And she kept telling me, she's like, I want to be recording because I'm, when I'm not on camera here, I'm even more of a goofball. And yeah, she kept saying she wanted to be recording. So there you go, Bonnie. There's your
Yes.
gaff physical take that you wanted from me. So
That's the
also,
fairies again,
it's
too.
the
They're
fairies.
like, please be silly, everybody. Don't take everything so seriously. Yes, take things very seriously and do it being silly, whatever that means to you.
Yeah, irreverence, man, irreverence. Like reverent irreverence is the key. Reminder as well to take a drink. We drop a lot of information here. We drop a lot of knowledge on you guys for the week. And so it's just a gentle invitation. If you want the gentle invitation to take a drink of water. And there's also a very loud, I'm going to slap you around if you don't take a drink of water intention if you need that kind of energy too. Just saying. We provide both of them here at Some Society. There's
For sure.
a blue jay just landed on my bird feeder. That's the first blue jay I've had. And he just swallowed a peanut whole and then took another one to go. Good. Don't hang out there, blue jay. Blue jays can kind of be asshole birds.
Sure.
Just oh my goodness, y'all. So the next one that we have coming in is, thank goodness. I don't really like to shame Mercury retrogrades. Most of the time, they're incredibly, incredibly helpful for releasing things, to seeing where we're blocked, for seeing, to really illuminating things. Mercury retrogrades are so, so good. And also, I feel by the time like the end of the Mercury retrograde gets here, I'm just like, okay, I'm fucking done. Like, I don't want to deal with Mercury retrograde anymore. I just want it to pass. So I tend to be really, that's my pattern. I get really excited at the beginning. I'm like, yay, we've got all this availability to clear stuff out. And then at the end, I'm just like, okay, I'm tired, guys. I'm tired. I don't want to go to school anymore. Like, enough's enough. So, this last Mercury retrograde was all about releasing old relationship patterns, things that you were stuck. I've seen a lot of people move into breakup periods. Me, myself, I'm considering coming out of celibacy. Which is really big for me. That was an old relationship pattern to me that I was like, I'm not going to touch anybody. So thankfully, like things kind of get a little topsy turvy during the Mercury retrograde. And the key is to still check into yourself like after the retrograde ends, and that retrograde is going to be closing and going direct on the Oh, guess what? Can anybody guess what date that's going to be happening? Yeah, it's the 20th as well. It's going to be going direct on the 20th. So this will be like to sit in. What's coming in, it's really funny because I have written on here green lights start moving. That's not what's being asked right now. So, overall vibe for the people that are watching this, for the people that are in this room right here live, and the people that are watching on the replay, don't don't shoot out the gate. There's an integration period that they're asking for from March 20th for like 2 days. March 20th, and this is not star, this is not astrology, this is full channeling, you guys. So from March 20th to March 22nd, they're asking for like a wait period. It's like, I don't know. When you like sign the document where you're going to get married and they're like, okay, you guys got to wait 48 hours to decide if you're going to do it or not for sure. It's one of those. It's like this little rest period. So before you make any big grand decisions of what you are going to do, they're saying to please pause. Let your system get back into equilibrium before you jump off a cliff. So don't make any giant decisions, like huge, like this is life-changing decisions uh from now, but specifically the 20th, because it's going to be like, oh, I got this bunch of energy, I'm going to do this. It's saying to sit and wait just 48 hours. You can wait 48 hours before you decide to break up with that person. Or I mean, if you've already decided you're going to break up with them, yeah, go ahead and break up with them. But on the 20th, if something like comes up and it's like, I need to sell my house and move into a van, or I need to do this, if it feels very impulsive, if it feels impulsive, pause. I'm going to breathe into that one. Breathe with me. If it feels impulsive, pause. Okay. That's what we're working with here. And this is specifically for the 20th. If it feels impulsive, pause, wait 48 hours before making your decision. Bonnie, what do you got coming in?
Big burp with that one. Couple things want to be named. So when you named changing of your um, celibacy dynamic, like it opened up so much in the field. So that message was for multiple people. They're receiving just little changes that they're already contemplating are yeses for them. And I don't know about you, but well, okay, first, everyone breathe in through your asshole and then release your asshole. Feels like we're all holding a lot today. I don't know about you, but when I am either about to orgasm or I orgasm, my toes tingle. And so when you were talking about celibacy, my toes have been tingling since then. I don't know who needed to hear that. It's like awakening something. And then this card came through. And I don't know that I've seen this card in this deck. Here's the sound.
Chem.
Can
Yeah, with that, I'm getting, this is very true for this Piscean energy, right? Spirituality, be here now, beyond silence, go within. This is what I feel like they're doing is, hey, we talked about all the fire, but we're still going to come back to the beginning of the week and remind you at the beginning of the week, this is still surrender and release. So they're bringing that back around. I also missed something in the chat that I really wanted to share. It was also the Mexican New Year last week on the 12th as well. So I feel that's really important. So, how many New Years do y'all need? How many New Years do you want? I guess. How many New Years do you guys want? So could you pull up that card again as well? I want to just reflect on it for a few more moments. Thank you. So this is Chem. Yeah. And the reminder here, this is a really, really great one. This is in conjunction with the other card. Can you pull up the other card from that deck that you had? Because they're working together. Look at the tonal quality of them as well, right? That blue with the green, the earth flowing with the water, and the earth flowing with the water, not the water flowing inside the earth, but the earth flowing with the water. So what they're showing me is almost like silt. They're actually showing me gold, like flecks of mica and gold going with the water. So that's a message for somebody out there. Take it as you will. That's very specific, and I feel like it's going to be somebody watching the replay. The flecks of gold in the water, whatever that means to you. I'm getting notes on it. There's some finance stuff going on as well. So fantastic. Well, we're getting close on time. There's one more tiny piece of space weather that I'm gonna just a little sprinkle up in here, little sprinkle, which is Mars is going trine with Jupiter, right? And when we look at trines, trines are a really positive aspect. It's a very supported aspect. And when we have Mars trining Jupiter, what that actually is going to mean for us this week is there's going to be harmony, and your action is going to get so much support, so much spiritual support. What they're showing me is that six again, which is funny because we had those cards with the sixes and the nines, but this is the six. This is the nurturing aspect of it. So it's really, really beautiful to have something that's, if you're taking bold or create courageous steps with Mars, right? On the 20th, when you're taking a small step towards that intention, if you're taking bold and courageous steps, Jupiter is really going to be like looking out your back for you. It is so abundant. It is so they're saying lottery, right? They're saying like it's that kind of energy, like winning the lottery kind of energy. It's like the universal lottery. Yes. And of course, Poppy Jupiter is coming in the comments again. Make it rain, Daddy. So, what's coming in for the just the closing on this is that you are blessed. Like, you are so fucking blessed. And look at that. If sometimes when I fall into a place of deep traps of who I am and my lack, I go to my privilege, right? I go and start looking at my privilege, and I'm like, I have a house to live in. I have a family that I love dearly. I've got beautiful friends, right? So if you find yourself sliding into those lack phases, yeah, feel them fully. And also, if you need help kind of bumping yourself up out of that, go into your privilege. One of the greatest exercises I ever did was given to me by a friend of mine, Jamie Serble. She's an incredible creative writer. And she was like, this week, she did a writing challenge. She's like, this week, list all your privileges. How are you privileged? And I was like, oh, I can walk, I can hear, I have vision. Like, those are all privileges that we can sometimes take for granted. So it's a really beautiful exercise, especially right now when the world feels like it might be falling apart.
And Willow wanted you to know that me petting her is also you petting her.
Oh, I just want to take her face and go like this.
She'd let you to.
I know. I just want her cheeks. Oh, her little cheeks go. Yeah. So with that, you are blessed. You're blessed. You're blessed by Willow. Willow came up to bless you. We're here blessing you, Bonnie and I. Where are you blessing yourself? Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us, you guys. Bonnie, you want to close this out?
Yeah, everyone take a breath. Let everything that we said that landed for you pass through. Anything that wasn't for you, you can leave behind. My energy is mine. Your energy is yours. My energy is mine. Your energy is yours. My energy is mine. Your energy is yours. And everyone smile and thank your inner signals for all the messages you're receiving. My toes.
Your
They're so
orgasmic
funny.
toes.
My orgasmic toes. That's a great place to end it.
And a reminder, if you are joining live, stay on because we will be doing our after hours. So if you'd like to join us, ask any questions, share what's going on in your week, please do so. And we'll see you next week.